Hi guys, this is Breaker, and now I'm streaming a replay that I found on the front page of Drop.sc. Actually not the front page of Drop.sc, but actually cast it, and I apologize, I actually don't have my casting setup correctly configured. This is in Chinese. I'm gonna fix it really quick. Hang on, guys. Let's see here. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. And that should be about it. Okay, there we go, yeah. Back to that more cinematic experience. I do apologize, guys. I was actually playing on the ladder last night. I found a few lulzy moments, but, yeah. Here we go. Spawning is our Zerg in the upper right-hand corner. I shall introduce him as Obsidian. He's quite the mannered player, ready to give out that good luck, have fun at any stage of the game. And in the lower left-hand corner, spawning as our Protoss in the blue trunks, I give you Brobotics. Brobotics, because robotics is not enough. Now the map that we are on is, of course, Star Station. We're gonna see, I want to say that the distance here in terms of units is really not too terribly large. Really makes for an easy-ish SimCity for Protoss, but of course, the natural, I see this trending everywhere in StarCraft 2 nowadays, at least in Heart of the Swarm. We have a huge kind of angle where, I want to say, there's almost no way you could actually trap yourself in there with pylons, so versus Zerg, I guess this kind of makes a double hatch opener more viable. Maybe, just maybe, I see Blizzard kind of indirectly urging Zergs to go with that double hatch opener nowadays. I figured I would go ahead and take advantage of my temporarily deep voice to go ahead and cast this. So, but however it may be temporary to you, I think actually what happened is my throat got sore because it turned out I was just smoking too many cigarettes, and I'm actually starting to lose feeling in my extremities. So I'm not gonna smoke anymore. Just a little tingly feeling in my fingers, but that's about it. And it's, that's really serious, I mean, I had two parents that smoked for over 20 years, and neither of them have actually, had anything too terribly serious happen to them directly because of tobacco, but of course, that doesn't mean that I should be an exception to that rule. And there we go. It looks like Obsidian gets his natural down with no trouble. It's actually kind of supply blocked right now. I'm not going to blame him for going with the safest choice. That would be making two pairs of lings and trying to get them out to deal with the probe over here. But of course, at the same time, he's got vision of that with his natural. Drone, of course, came in here. It looks like it might have slightly delayed what was going on there. And I gotta say, at this level, diamond level play, I want to say one of the biggest things that can help anyone is basically getting down some solid multitasking and what's the word I'm looking for? Solid multitasking as well as macro skills. Looks like we got pretty standard both from Obsidian so far. Now I'm not entirely sure who uploaded this replay to Drop.sc and who actually wanted it to be casted, and that's the beauty of casting this replay. If I don't pay attention to who actually uploaded it to cast it, or actually who posted it on and cast it, then it makes it just a little bit easier for me to actually cast with that element of surprise thrown into it. And adding to that, I don't actually know when exactly this replay ends. This is actually an extra defensive opener from Brobotics. This is actually quite interesting. He's throwing down double cannons at the natural. Maybe it's because he forgot to get his, I don't see the point behind it, really. He is relatively contained, yes. He doesn't have any units out on the map that actually have vision. And basically, we have Obsidian with map control using... I don't know, I kind of question this choice. Using 3 lings. Of course, it takes 4 lings to kill a single zealot. And even without their speed upgrade, they can outrun zealots, so yeah. But speaking of, this zealot comes in, and there we are. Ooh, there we go. And it looks like he's trying to micro these lings, but it's just not going to work out. You need 4 lings altogether to actually be able to do that. Double Overlords, actually, it seems flying together, just floating off in this direction. And, question is the first Stalker going to come out and act as a retard magnet for that? Or are the Overlords going to act as a retard magnet for the first Stalker that comes out? Well, we don't have a Stalker yet, but let's just stand by and see where things are going to go. And, of course, this is something that we see heavily trending in PvZ nowadays. It's a Stargate opener. I want to say that not everybody has necessarily figured that one out, but of course, you know, it's pretty okay. It's pretty legit. Alright, 75 seconds ago, that means that hatch went down at about 5 minutes, more or less. No, 540, more or less, excuse me. Alright. Stargate's just about to finish up, and we have double gas being tacked on, so the question is just like, what is the first thing we're going to see out of this Stargate? Is it going to be oracles? Just, you know, what direction are we going to see Brobotics go with it, really? Got a few slow links here, and like, here's the strange thing about this. Metabolic Boost hasn't even started getting researched just yet. We don't even have, you know, I mean, we basically have, I don't know, I think Zerg is a little bit behind on his gas. He may have had his extractors finished early, but he never had any workers on the extractors. There we go. And that Main's just got 4 workers too many. It would be a good idea to re-rally them to the 3rd. That's actually oversaturation. That's working against Obsidian right now. And it's just small mistakes like these that can actually make a game or break a game for a particular player. We have Brobotics basically tacking on more and more infrastructure. And now the first Oracle gets cranked out, and it is spotted by these Lings at the Zelnaga Watchtower. And the question is just, what is Obsidian going to do in reaction to this? Does he have anything? Yes, he does. He has a Spore Crawler at the main, one going down at the natural, and a couple of Spine Crawlers going down at the 3rd. Of course, one at the natural as well, but still a few too many workers here, even with, you know, I mean, like, even if someone was to bank those as, like, insurance drones, if you will, like, if he has to tack on more defensive infrastructure. Why is he running his queen away from that? I thought 1-for-1 a queen could take on an oracle. Of course, the drones on gas get targeted down and run away. Small mistakes like that kind of make the difference. And of course, the 3 extra drones that we have here could go back on gas without any trouble. Oh, is this thing gonna fall? Oh, so close, so close, so close. One more shot. And why is there a creep tumor going down here? That's basically one of the most useless positions for it to go to. Anyway, Metabolic Boost just about to finish up. +1 attack, missile attack on the way. We of course also have a Roach Warren, and now a Spire going down. I'm a bit curious, why is this going down right now? Zealots, Sentries, Void Rays, and a Phoenix all at home. And right now, if we just see Obsidian go into straight up all-out offensive mode, I think we're going to see him in a relatively secure position. He has to put more workers on the 3rd still. And he's actually in a position that he doesn't want to be. He's actually on even supply with his opponent, but of course his opponent's army supply is slightly heavier. And now I'm pretty sure that Ling just gave away that Brobotics is going with a basically sky-ish toss composition. We have a fleet beacon going down right now. Typically this is what we see in Nuance. For gearing up for the late game, it'll allow the mothership core to morph into an actual full-blown mothership. It'll also allow for another name in Chinese but not in English, Tempests. Yes, it'll allow for Tempests to get cranked out, as well as carriers. But for now, we just have both sides of the map. I don't know, like, I honestly don't know what we see Obsidian doing right now. He's sitting on a huge bank. He's got lots of minerals. He's making 15 mutas now. Okay, there we go. And he's trying to crank out as many as possible. He's getting out more queens. How many does he have already? 7. Interesting. And now it looks like behind this we see him expoing yet again. And we now have Phoenixes coming into the mix. I'm not sure. Perhaps we had Brobotics actually scouting the Spire somewhere in all this. Yes, he did. So far, it looks like both players are finally building up their armies. This mothership core is getting turned into a mothership. There it is, the mama ship. And it has the mass recall as well as the, let me think here. I'm trying to think, what do you call that? Wait a minute. Huh? There's no vortex? There's no Hathom? This is actually quite interesting. It looks like we have Obsidian opting to go into, like, mass mutaplay. And once he does that, I mean, like this I've seen tons of times before. It's been done. I wouldn't say it's crazy, but I most frequently see it on the Chinese server. Actually, I wouldn't say most frequently, but the last time I remember seeing it distinctly was at the Neo TV Star League, in which case, actually straight after the 3rd, we had our Zerg player going into directly into basically these two expos on Cloud Kingdom LE, and just doing nothing but harvesting gas from those, and then just straight up making Mutalisks and trying to kill his opponent with that. But of course, his opponent was none other than the very regular Code A competitor that we all come to know as MVP Lure. And behind this, we actually see the mothership core is allowing Brobotics to take his expo. These Phoenixes kind of moving out, and Corruptors are now being tacked on. There's going to have to be a lot more Corruptors than what we have now from Obsidian to actually deal with the mothership. It is massive, yes. They do extra damage to it, no doubt. Oh, but of course, you know, I mean, when we're talking about all air compositions versus all air compositions, you know, Corruptors directly counter the Phoenixes. Phoenixes do less damage. Ooh, 2 Corruptors, really. Ouch. And it looks like, you know, this is exactly why you don't take Mutas up against Mutas up against Phoenixes. Phoenixes have 5 range by default. They can, of course, have their range upgraded, and looks like for now we have +1 Carapace on the way to help the flyer units. This expo just kind of chilling over here, you know. And this one still chilling over here. If I had to guess what server this was being played on, I would say possibly Southeast Asia. But yeah, this would be a much more viable strategy if his opponent actually didn't know that he was... Oh, is he going to get the mothership core? Is he going to get the mothership core? It looks like, yes, he just straight up targeted it down, and now the mothership is gone. Oracle taken out as well. Just an excellent little bonus. The Mutas, of course, are going to get chased away while the 3rd is allowed to macro up, and looks like some of those Mutas were sacrificial while the last 2 are getting away. We have Corruptors coming into the mix. Well, we did. Tons of Queens just chilling here. You never know when you may need transfuse, guys. Definitely would have helped all those Mutas just now. All these Lings just sitting here chilling. Now would be the perfect time to initiate a run by, I think. But there's so many defensive cannons, yeah. Oh, but this is actually not good for our Zerg right now. It looks like he's gonna lose his 4th base. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about this. Spore Crawler won't finish, neither will this one. All the Lings have regrouped, and it looks like Obsidian's just waiting for the right moment to pounce on all this. This is actually the perfect opportunity to go in. The Phoenixes cannot do anything against the Lings, and the Corruptors will basically totally raffle stomp the Phoenixes. I just don't know what we have Obsidian waiting for. Now is the perfect opportunity. Come on. You're making roaches right now? Jeez, just go in and attack. He's actually moving his army into you, and it's actually not going to pan out. Here we go. You know what I mean? All these... Okay. Making more roaches now. That's going to help with the leftover Zealots. Now we just have straight up Phoenix Zealot going up against Corruptor Queen. We need to see some transfuses go down on the Queens right now to keep them all alive. It looks like he's doing exactly that. Roaches coming into the mix to basically defend the Queens, and it looks like this is going to work out just smooth and peachy for Obsidian. Yes, he does hold. And right now he's got reinforcing Lings on the way. What are the upgrades at right now? Okay, just +1 missile attacks. Oh, man. You know, a bunch of Hero Phoenixes here. They're still alive after all that. And it looks like we're going to have all these Archons. I think this many Archons could easily take on this many Lings. It's, you know, it's kind of... It's a huge gamble. But if it was just these 3 Archons and just those Lings, then I think they'd be just fine. But of course, with the Stalkers coming in here to tank for them, I think it's going to be a different story. And of course, this Mothership Core getting turned into the real Mothership. 母舰核心. Okay. This is just 星河. Lots of Queens in the mix again, and of course we got lots of stacked drones here just chilling. Yeah, I'm wondering where they're gonna go right now. Oh, and it looks like this 4th base has been picked up on. Obsidian is now at about, let's see now, 194 supply to 130 something. And I think if he moves out now, given with the composition that we see from him, he may be just fine. A lot more infrastructure being tacked on for Brobotics as well. And pardon me for not speaking out too much right now, but actually my throat is a little bit sore. And we have the main army of Brobotics just basically moving back here. And guys, this is something that you have to realize at every stage in the game. There's one of 2 things that you basically must do when you are, when you are at 200 supply. You either must start throwing away supply, which in this case I think Lings, throwing away Lings would be more than acceptable, or you must actually attack with the intent to kill, and it looks like we have Obsidian opting to do that right now. There we go, Corruptors coming into the mix. And wow, that is a lot of Archons. I actually didn't see that coming. So where are the fungal growths? Oh wait, we got pathogen glands, but we don't have infestors. Yeah, those Archons are really gonna do a lot of damage to the Hydras, the Roaches, everything else in between. Corruptors coming in and cleaning up the mess that we call Phoenixes, but the Archons on the ground are really doing their damage. And let's just see, where on earth is Obsidian with this? He's still on lair tech. He's not getting upgrades. He's got a bunch of drones just chilling right here. Not a bad idea considering his income's actually relatively low. So is his opponent's. But this could actually be quite devastating. It looks like Obsidian's gonna get into a lot of trouble right here. Lots of Hydras coming into the mix. The Zealots just aren't enough, and these Hydras are basically like unstimmed Marines. They have some of the highest DPS in the game, but of course they are some of the softest units as well. Roach is being called in to actually tank for them now. 140 something supply. And Archons do, of course, get a buff versus anything that is biological. No, what is this Phoenix doing right here? It's actually been patrolling this area for a long time, and this Overlord's been here since the beginning of the game. Oh, but no, this is actually gonna... Oh, no, okay, I guess it's not gonna get taken down. Alright, so now we have Infestors in the mix, Queens in the mix as well. I guess they'll be used to transfuse, and this is actually kind of reminiscent of that one MLG game where I remember there was a Brood War Pro who was actually... not competing, but actually, yes, he was competing, but he switched from Brood War to SC2, and he tried going Mass Queen, Mass Infestor, and it just didn't quite pan out for him. It was like he was still learning the game while he was in the championship. Excuse me, while he was in the MLG competition. That day 9. Artosis and Husky were casting, and it's just, yeah. But, hang on just a second. Whoa, is this a misclick by Obsidian? He's not pulling his main army with all this. Where are his hotkeys? Oh, go figure. He's actually probably using F2 key to pull everything. This is actually really dangerous right now, because if his opponent had vision of these 3 Infestors, I'm sure he would jump to kill them ASAP. Meanwhile, it looks like we have Obsidian opting to take a 5th base. He had a hidden one here down here for the longest time, and he just never took any harvesting out of it. And it looks like this is gonna make his 6th base, if they ever get up, running, and established. But speaking of 5th base, we actually have, looks like Brobotics going for his own right now, and both players had really even supply. But I'm thinking this could be the game changer right here. We are talking, of course, about Psionic Storm finishing up, and we're gonna have some High Templar in the mix. Like, you know, this is actually gonna be quite heated. Most of the units that we have here are pretty light, and Psionic Storm does 70 damage overall. So that basically means, like, if Roaches and Hydras were to hold still underneath Psionic Storm, the Hydras would be damn near dead, and the Hydras would be damn near dead, and the Roaches would actually be at about 75 health. Two storms would actually make them extremely low health. We have these Phoenixes just going in, cleaning up whatever they can. Yeah, Overlords are no exception. kind of sapping the vision of Obsidian right now. And one thing that I think is going to matter the most right now would be, you know, the way that Obsidian engages this. Interesting. That is a great wall of cannons. You know, I mean, like, if China used that during most of their history, then, you know, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have lost a lot. They wouldn't have lost the Song Dynasty. But yeah, let's see here. Brobotics right down there, and oh my God, he saw the 6th base, but it looks like now he's getting forced to engage. There's no observer here, which means we have Brobotics moving out on creep, and Obsidian is looking for the right position to engage. There we go. There it is. One storm goes off, but this is looking like a rather dull engagement so far, guys. Beautiful storms going off where they need to, but Obsidian is now at 115 supply out of 200. His opponent is remaxing on Zealots with relative ease, and it looks like Obsidian's going to be in a lot of trouble. The mothership does get targeted down, and I want to say that these Queens actually did not have they didn't use transfuse as much as they could have, but on tier 2 units like Roaches and Hydras, I don't know what else to say about it. Now it looks like Brobotics is going in, just going to raffle stomp everything one base at a time. And this Expo in the lower right is no exception. We just now have income coming off of this base, and it looks as though Obsidian may just barely be able to hold against this, but Zealot Archon versus Massling, I don't know about that. Looks like he's trying to make a base trade scenario happen, and it's just not going to pan out for him. Look at the income right now. It's actually 300 minerals per minute versus 1400 per minute for Brobotics, and Brobotics is just, you know, he's winning this. It's definitive. And we see Obsidian desperately trying to kill Probes. It's kind of working. It's got sap his opponent's income, and there it is, GG from Obsidian. Alright, so if you guys liked what you saw here, just go ahead and click on the follow button, or actually the subscribe button below this below the stream that you're looking at right now. This has been Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.